King's back! Thank y'all once again for tuning in to the one and only Blake Check. This is the culture critic, King Blake, checking in with y'all with more content for your head top. Alright, now let's get into it. So, fresh out the infirmary, TJay drops a new song, Beat the Odds, right? Where he's talking reckless. You know, the shit that the fans love to hear, right? That's what we all tune in for some of our favorite artists, especially when they go through shit. We love to see them bounce back talking that shit, right? So, for the first time, we hearing new music from TJay since he was shot 7 times back in June in New Jersey, where it was an armed robbery. It still ain't clear what they got away with, if they got away with anything, but that was the situation. Left him in critical, fighting for his life. So now we're hearing from Lil TJay, and he starts off with the obvious on how people want to kill me, so I keep my gun around, which is obvious because in that altercation, shots was returned. So he's just confirming some of the reports that we heard in there. But then it goes on to mention how the feds are possibly looking to take him down. Now, we're going to get back to that point a little bit later, but I found that interesting that he decided to include that little caveat in his first song back. He then goes on to the second and final verse, and this is where I wanted to highlight, because at this point, he sends the Opps some bars from his neck brace, right? In which he says, "Shitting on these niggas be my hobby. I know they mad, wishing they had finished me entirely. Shasha with me, bro. Lil bro say he trying to catch a body. Seen bullets hit a op before he died. His face said, why me? How the fuck I'm living? All these niggas want to fry me. One day they'll stop overlooking my gift. That's Wahali. My millies in my bank account, but I still ain't nothing jolly. These niggas back and forth trying to pop up like a ollie. You heard they killed who? Drugs talking sound like Molly. Can someone tell the vlogs get off my D? Never had a doubt if I'm gonna make it or not. No probably. Cause I ain't dummy, rah, ooey, or woo lottie. Whew. Now I know I butchered a lot of them lyrics. Lyrics don't flow as well when you're reading them, but that's pretty much the gist of him continuing to diss the Opps, right? So now this is where I'll admit I'm conflicted. I will, because on one hand, you just seen your mama and your loved ones crying, praying you pulling through, probably have lost untold amounts of money, and with the money comes opportunities and all of that from this situation, right? You willing to go through that again? Or even worse, because you want to continue to taunt your Opps? Like, is it worth it? You got to really ask yourself, put yourself in his shoes. And I also say I'm conflicted because I look at it from the flip side, right? Then on the other hand, I would imagine that for me, that thirst for revenge is probably unquenchable right now. Like, look what these niggas did to me. You made my mama cry. You made me lose money. I got to deal with all this pain. I got to deal with all these hospital bills, the surgery after surgery. And on top of that, nobody want to walk around feeling vulnerable, right? Nobody want to really be out here feeling like, damn, I was a victim. So when you compile all of that, it's like the balance, right? The yin versus the yang. It's like the ego versus your brain in terms of what should I do? How should I respond to this situation? And he's been laid up for about 8 weeks. So in his mind, he's been dealing with all of this. So I can't say whether he's wrong or right to respond in this way, but I see both sides. Now, here's the thing though. For him to rap that the feds is on him, making a song like this do you no favors. It does you no favors. Because now the authorities, might not necessarily even be the feds, it's the NYPD. They looking at it like, okay, TJ still on some bullshit. So now, moving forward, don't be surprised when you start moving around again and they pulling over your vehicles and searching everything for guns, because you done put them on alert that it's a war going on. And that's why Lil Wayne said real G's move in silence like lasagna. Alright, like the G in lasagna, you don't never. For those who missed that, there's a G in lasagna. You don't hear lasagna, because real G's move in silence. Right? But all this lasagna talk, damn, now I'm hungry. So y'all take this food for thought and y'all do the dishes, because I'm out of here. It's your boy King Blake. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. We gone.